Hey all, I hope everyone is doing well today. Today is Monday, June the 6th, 2022. So I'm going to be discussing the portal that's open today. We have already been feeling this energy for a few days prior to, but today is like the the actual, vibe day. So first I'm going to start with a little cleanse. So take a deep breath, receive the healing and the stillness and the calmness. Okay, I hope you receive that with love. Okay, my love. So today is a very powerful and pivotal day of energy. And first of all, it's 666. So people are like, sign of the beast and all of that. No, we're talking about the not the programmed brainwashing bullshit about it. We're talking about the numerology about it, the astrology about it, which is all about, like, six is about love. Six is about healing and self-awareness and personal power and all those beautiful aspects. So not only today, not only with today being the 666 portal, it's also our moon is in Virgo today, which is a six number. Virgo is number six with our astrology, and the numerology. So it's very healing and powerful and encouraging us to, embrace the strength, embrace the power that is already within us, and to really kind of focus on the self-healing and that self-love, because it's really about expansion and about abundance and receiving, because also it equals number 18. So 666, 18 is completely about new beginnings, abundance, the beauty that is being offered to us, the strength and the power of the energetic shifts that have happened. And now it's time for us to embrace it and to trust it, because it's also, if you 8 plus 1, 9 is about completion and ending. So the beginning and leading us into the new beginnings, which is a really big energy about today, is, you know allowing those new beginnings, allowing the energy to allowing ourselves to work with the energy, allowing ourselves to be with the new beginnings, be with the abundance and the feeling of wholeness, the feeling of inner power, the feeling of self-love. There's so many beautiful aspects of, you know, numbers and numerology and how they relate to us. So it's also a really good idea today to find out what your, like, soul path number is, what your life path number is, what your there's so many different, like, aspects with the numerology. Like, you can, the life path, the soul path, your personality number. I believe there's also your destiny number. Yeah, your destiny number as well. So, Google it, find out what number you are, and see if that is in correlation to today's energy and the transition that's happening and whatnot, and how you can best work with this energy in order to really fulfill that heart's desire and those heart's desires, because we all have more than one. Um, it's very much heart centered. It's very much about unconditional love and healing and creativity and productivity and protective and passionate and compassionate and all these amazing high vibrational energies. And rather than, being programmed into thinking that, 666 is about dark shit and ick and all of that, that's that fear-based mentality of, trying to control people through fear, trying to control people through, that 3D lower vibrational, nonsense energy, so to speak. Six is also with tarot about the lovers, and that is, again, there's so many things coming through. I mean, it's about self-love as well, because when you fall in love with yourself, when you learn to truly love yourself unconditionally. And I mean really love yourself unconditionally without judgment. Because when we love ourselves unconditionally, there's no judgment, there's no criticism, there's awareness, there's taking responsibility for yourself, there's that place of, okay, so you feel like you did something that was not healthy or not nice or whatever. Take that energy and look at it like this was a learning experience and I'm going to take a positive thing from it. So moving forward, I'm not making the same poor choices, or I'm not making the same emotional choices or hostile choices or whatever. Make sure that you're using all of these energies that have been really heavy the last couple of months. Even this last week has been very, up and down kind of thing. And, utilize that. Use that as fertilizer for your growth. Use that as fertilizer for your expansion. Move away from the doubt, move away from the fear, move away from the judgment and the criticism, and, revamp that energy. That's what this is all about. It's like, instead of being the criticizer and the person that, you being your own worst enemy, utilize that energy as fertilizer. I had a conversation with a client about, fertilizer that we use to grow food and stuff is shit, right? It's sheep shit or it's cow shit. Like, it's literally shit, right? But what do we grow from that? We grow beautiful things from that. We grow food. We grow we grow veggies. We grow fruits. Like, beautiful things come from that, right? So it's about melding it and utilizing that for our own self growth, because we have to go through some shit in order to grow and in order to expand, because it teaches us how we don't want to be, or who we don't want to be, or what we don't want in life, or who we don't want in life, so on and so forth. And shows us what we do. We take the highest aspects and the aspects of learning, the aspects of gaining from experience and gaining wisdom and all of those kinds of things to help us to grow, to help us expand, to help us learn, to help us make our lives how we want our lives. Like, remember, we are the alchemists of our lives. We create our own lives. We create our own existence. So doing that from a healed perspective of, I've learned, through A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like, I've learned. And now I have these beautiful tools, these healing tools, and these tools of wisdom to build the life that I want, to create the life that I want, and moving away from that 3D ick vibration, because depending how much you know or understand or work with energetic expression or understanding it, it's like we've moved from the 3D to the 5D. So those people who have kind of remained in the fear-based and the mentality of, the shit of the world, right? Because there's shit. There's terrible things. There's horrible whatever things. So you can remain there and stay focused on that and keep creating that vibration, within yourself and the world around you and how you see the world, rather than the 5D where we're shifting into the loving vibration. Like, the 3D is all about war and violence and suffering and control and all these really shit, crappy energies. The 5D is about us evolving into the loving vibration, to the healing vibration, to the vibration of understanding, where, we understand we create our own reality, so to speak. So it's like taking that time to kind of refocus yourself, taking that time to have a deeper understanding of exactly what you want to see. We live in a physical place. We live in physical bodies, but we are not disconnected from where we've come from. So from all the information that I've received from Source and from my spirit team is very much about, we are an extension of Source. We are an extension of the One. We are an extension of the oneness, right? We all come from the same place. So It's like we are a branch of this tree of oneness. We are a branch of the tree of life, and that is the wholeness of everything. And we are just a branch of that. So we are not disconnected from it. We are just living our lives in a different way to experience what we came here to experience, right? So today is very much about utilizing the energy that we've gained and become aware of over the last few months. This year has been so pivotal for so many people. Like when I talk about like light workers awakening and coming into their power and cleaning out their closets, like cleaning out their shit, really getting real with themselves, really allowing things to, that momentum of movement, that momentum of clarity, that momentum of releasing and all of that kind of stuff. So it's very much about allowing yourselves to be present, allowing yourselves to be with this energy. So it's like that you're now focusing on that loving energy, that vibration of, I can choose for myself how I want to see the world. I can choose for myself how I want to see myself. I can choose for myself how I want to feel today, or how I want to contribute to, my day, or the energy that I run into, so on and so forth. So like for me, Friday was a shit show. I was feeling all sorts of things. I was feeling really angry and very triggered, and I was getting in my own head, and I was allowing myself to be pulled back to the past rather than being present. But it was something that needed to happen because it helped me to gain more clarity about a lot of things and to be able to release them. I meditated in a salt bath, and I just really released and let go and allowed myself to feel, to deal, to heal, to release. And then I felt Saturday much better. I was on a good vibe. So like I've been good since. So it's like, don't shy away from the things that you need to feel. Don't shy away from the shit that you have to transmute and you have to witness and allow and let go. Because when we try to hide from it, or when we try to disengage from it, or try just not to feel it and try and just kind of bury it down, it just festers, and it just gets shittier. It just gets stinkier and worse. And then now we have this trigger, this hair trigger. So it's like shaking the pop bottle. You can only shake it for so long. And then, you've been shaking this pop bottle for however long. And then something simple happens. You stub your toe. And that just cracks the lid. And all of a sudden and now you're throwing things, or you're pissed off and your whole day's ruined. Like, we can't let things fester. We have to learn to deal with things in the moment and be present with them. And that's not an easy task, for any of us, myself included. I was very much someone would say, "Are you okay?" And I'd be like, "I'm fine." And inside I'm like, feel like the Hulk and I'm having a meltdown. But that's because I didn't trust. I didn't trust to share my vulnerability because I just hadn't allowed myself to. And that was due to my past, because I hadn't really fully healed from it, or let it go, and so on and so forth. So allowing yourself to really be present, allowing yourself to feel, to deal, to heal, to release, incredibly important. So today it's very much about, number one, knowing that this shift is for the highest and the greatest good and the highest benefit of every single one of us. So what we feel matters as individuals. What you feel matters. So if you're feeling shit, if you're feeling happy, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling, confused, like whatever you're feeling, it matters. So be with that, work with that, and know that the more you do your own healing, the more you work with yourself, the more you allow yourself to be present, allow yourself to be, that's our energy of that collectiveness. Because when we feel and when we heal and when we deal with our own shit, it transmutes our own energy, which is that ripple effect. So the more you're working on you, the the more healing you're doing for yourself, the more you're allowing yourself to be present, and the more you're allowing yourself to feel, deal, and heal, the more you're helping the collective energy. And that includes our ancestral stuff, because remember, our ancestors have chosen a lot of us to do that ancestral healing and to do that, that hard work. But it's an honor to be trusted with this energy, because that means they know that we have the strength, the power, the support, the knowledge, and the connection to do it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be entrusted with this type of healing. So, but remember also, our ancestors don't just say, hey, heal this, work with this, and, lay all this weight on us. They've also given us empowerment. They've also given us wisdom that they've already gained. They've also allowed us to, tap into them and work through them and with them. So it's up to us how we want to work with that and how we want to transmute that, because the healing that we do for ourselves not only heals the past, but it heals the present, and it also heals the future. So our children won't have to deal with the same shit that we've had to deal with, because we've healed that part of that puzzle, and their children won't have to, you know what I mean? So your healing matters. Every one of us, our healing matters as individuals, because it helps the collective on a whole and in an infinite way. It helps our physical connections to people, to our loved ones, to our friends, to our family. It matters, because you stepping up for yourself, and you being present with yourself, and you being in that place of understanding and self-empowerment and healing allows others to do the same. So when we hold space for ourselves or hold space for others, we're allowing that healing. We're allowing ourselves to be present and to be in that energy of higher connectivity, right? So today is just asking you to be with it, be present, be aware. And we did the mindful May, and mindfulness is a lifestyle. If we live a mindful life, if we live in a mindful way, that's empowering, because we are giving so much understanding to ourselves and so much understanding to our experiences and who we are as individuals, but also who we are in a collective manner, and it's very important to work with this energy, to embrace it, and to trust it, trust that this is beautiful, trust that this shift is about empowerment and about healing and about love. And even with it being the number 6, because 6 is about love, like I said, in tarot, it's about the lovers, that's the tarot card, is lovers. So for those of us who are single, a lot of soul connections are coming forward, and that's our soulmates and also our soul families. So remember, unconditional love is not just romantic love. Unconditional love is about having those people around you that vibrate at the level of love, vibrate at the level of, they're supportive, they're genuine, they're trustworthy. They're people that you can trust. They're people that you can be your authentic self with, and also share that energy with, share that you with, without question, without doubt, without trying to dim your light to make others comfortable, or to dumb things down, to not have people look at you like you're crazy and stuff like that. Remember that, the unconditional love that we're aligning with, which is in that 5D energy, is all about compassion. And, it's not about us liking everybody, or us, being in that vibration of, I have to believe what you believe, or, it's about openness, and it's about perspective, looking from that higher perspective, that I may not agree with what you say or how you feel about something, but I know that that's you're talking through your life experience, and you're expressing through your life experiences, and I have to hold space for that. Doesn't mean I have to agree with it. Just means that you can be open-minded about it and say that, I never thought about it, in that way, or that's an interesting perspective, or just allowing people to be, right? and not being judgmental, not being critical. And I'm talking about the high vibrational energy of people coming and, sharing different perspectives. We learn so much through our experiences in life, and being able to be open-minded about the perspectives of others and dealing with how we want to see the world. Doesn't mean that, I'm friends with everybody, or, we're going to vibe with everybody, and that's okay. Knowing that releasing attachments. So spirit's very much about like, don't have an attachment. If you don't vibe with someone, you see someone, you're like, I don't, my energy doesn't take to them. Or my grandmother would say, my spirit doesn't take to them. That's okay. Like, don't try to look for a reason, or don't try to attach something to that feeling. Just understand that they're just not on a vibration where you guys will connect, and they're not part of your soul family. Doesn't mean you have to hate them. Doesn't mean you have to be judgmental. Doesn't mean you have to be critical and, make up things about, I don't like them because of this, or I just don't vibe with them. It's not about not liking them or not liking them. It's just we don't vibe. And that's okay. Like, stop trying to put everything into a singular box. That's old programming. We don't need to like everybody we come in connection with, or agree with everybody. It's just, we can agree to disagree, and that's okay. We're moving away from the energy of criticism and judgment and, I'm right and you're wrong. No. You're right because of that's how you feel, and that's the experiences you've had. But also being open to other people's perspective, and saying, so I don't agree with 90% of what you say, but that 10% made me think, and I'm going to look at things a little differently. That's it. Like, that's just being in that sense of understanding. That's all, right? And allowing people to be who they are, and having healthy boundaries for yourself, so that when you don't vibe with somebody, or somebody, if you don't feel good around someone, like, pay attention to what you feel. If you've hung out with someone and, you afterwards you kind of felt drained or sad or angry, whatever, like, if you just feel kind of ick, then maybe that person's just not someone that's part of your soul family, and maybe that person's just not somebody who's part of your becoming and part of your growth, right? And that's okay. Doesn't mean you have to be mean or rude or anything like that. You just, take some distance and allow yourself to be who you are, and allow yourself to feel what you need to feel. Don't try to have an attachment to it, and maybe it's just time for you to move forward from certain energies. That's it. That's all, right? So it's very much, this is a point of power for all of us, for everyone. And being in that number 6, for, like I said, a lot of us will have soulmate connections coming forward, and soul family coming forward. And those are beautiful things, because those are the people who support our growth and the truth of ourselves and the authentic part of us. So, and that way you can show up for you. You can show up as you, without feeling judged, or without feeling like you have to shy away from anything. You can just stand in your full power, love it, and be you. So work with this energy, work with this 6 energy, and allow yourself to really be present. Allow yourself to be very connected. Meditation is very important right now, releasing, breathing, and all these kinds of things, and just find that happy within you. Do things that are feeding your soul. Do things that are nourishing you, because that's going to help to expand and create this beautiful space for all these beautiful new beginnings to come, because today is a very pivotal day for new beginnings and expansion and love and creativity and all of these kinds of beautiful things. And also, I know a lot of people have been kind of feeling unwell on and off, right? So, a couple days you're feeling kind of icky and whatever. So kind of pay attention to where that is in your body, because this is our bodies trying to tell us something, and that's through our body, mind, and soul connection. So it's like, if you have a sore throat, are you holding back your authentic truth? Like, where are you not speaking your authentic truth? Where are you not working with those healthy boundaries? Are you holding back, speaking from your heart, those kinds of things? And just being authentic, to yourself, like how you talk to yourself and how you present yourself to the world. Be authentic in that, because that's part of our throat chakra. And we're also doing a chakra event. So this would be a great place to, kind of understand your chakras and what they do for us and everything like that. So I will be posting about that. It's also posted on 808 Co. So check that out. So if you've had some stomach issues, an upset stomach, or just stomach issues overall over the last little while, that could be, that's your sacral, and that's your solar plex chakra, and that's where your passion is, your enjoyment of life is, and your emotions and your pleasure center and your personal relationship with self and others. It's like your driving force of life. So where have you felt stagnant? Where have you felt unmotivated? Where have you felt stressed? Where have you felt where you're not giving to yourself? You're not taking that time for yourself, because it can present in so many different ways. And not allowing yourself to be, to be present and to work with that energy and work with that creativity that's there, and that passion that's there. Like, have you kind of been lacking in giving yourself, those moments of, I'm taking this time for me. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to take a salt bath. I'm going to go for a massage. I'm going to do a meditation. I'm going to do some yoga, whatever. Taking that time for you and really allowing yourself to be present with yourself and feel good is so important. So if you've been kind of neglecting yourself, or been very stressed out, or allowing the thinking mind to kind of run with the shitty thoughts, you'll have a lot of stomach problems. What else? Like your crown, or your third eye, if you've been having headaches, or like a foggy brain feeling, or just kind of that woozy feeling, it's like, are you thinking in the fear-based? Are you allowing that lower vibrational 3D energy to, have you in doubt and worry and fear? And the ick, right? What is your inner dialect? How is that being? Like, have you been allowing it to be critical and judgmental of self and others? Are you working against the energy that's coming forward? Because a lot, like everybody really is getting a lot of influx of energy. So you'll be having crazy dreams, wacky dreams, intense dreams, and it's because of this influx that's coming forward. So surrender to it. Allow yourself to work with it. Allow yourself to be with it, and give yourself time to process it, because that's very important. Because if we can teach ourselves to bypass, when we're getting this beautiful influx of source energy, of guidance from our spirit team and everything, if we can bypass that logical thinking mind and go from the crown, third eye, to the heart, it makes life a lot easier, because we're not trying to analyze and overthink and all of that. So, working with, your meditations and your mindfulness and all that is extremely important. So try to take some time for that. And a lot of great things are coming forward if you allow them to. Moving forward from today, there are so many, woohoo! All right, a whole lot of cards at once. So many things are lining up, let's say. Okay, so guys, please, take the time to look after yourself. Take the time to be in that sense of gratitude and appreciation and self-love and care. And remember, like, I know I have a lot of people that, like, when is my partner coming forward? I want to be with someone and all of that. But Spirit is asking all of us to love yourself first, because that's going to create the relationship that is for you. So when you love yourself in a genuine and unconditional way, that opens space for someone else to do the same. And that creates a place of personal power, where you're really working with the energy and working in a place of self-love, in a place of, I know what I deserve. I know that I'm worthy of, unconditional love and respect and all of those kinds of beautiful things. But it has to come from within you, because that's going to attract to you, what is meant for you. So Spirit is just asking all of us to really take that time to delve into that self-love, and get ready for your soulmates to come forward. Get ready for them, prepare for them by you doing the work, because that's going to give them permission to really step forward and to become part of your life, become part of what you're creating for yourself. Okay, so if you are a single person and you are looking, hoping for your partner to come forward, start from within you, because that's you opening the heart chakra to the truth of love, and also allowing yourself to learn from past relationships and using that to make you stronger, and using that to empower you so that you have healthy boundaries and you love yourself unconditionally, to the point of, I know what I want in life, and I know the type of partner that I want, and I see the light in you, you see the light in me, and we can grow together, kind of thing. So take that time, and if you're already in a relationship, use this time to deepen your connection, to heal what needs to be healed, and grow stronger together, and be in that healthy vibration of what love is really supposed to be, and which is freeing and supportive and compassionate and respectful and kind and mutual in every way, right? So take some time for that, guys. So I started with our surrender card, everybody's favorite. So our first one is surrender to non-action. So straightforward, right? Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. Again, with that self-love, right? Loving yourself, creating this beautiful place within you, and being open. There's people like, I don't care about it. But we're human beings. We are meant to be, loving and connected and all of that. So even when we say we don't want it, get real with yourself. And, is that fear talking? Is that past hurt talking? Is that, I don't want to hurt again talking? Or is, rather than your own truth? What is your genuine truth? Your divine team, your spirit team, they know your truth. So we can say all we want to ourselves and pretend like this, that, and the other. They know. So we can't lie to them, and we can't lie to ourselves when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, get real with yourself. This is a time to let shit go, and to, really expand and welcome in newness, okay? Surrender to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accept it exactly compassionately accept it exactly as it is, and it will bring you peace. Right? So again, finding that balance. And again, I've talked before about when we say it is what it is, that's become so toxic that people are like, fuck it is what it is, and get all like, that's not what it is means. When we say it is what it is in a neutral energy of acceptance. It is what it is. And that's you relinquishing control of the uncontrollable. That's you having that realization that it just is what it is. And the only control I have is from myself, whether it's how I react or how I feel about it or how I see the situation, whatever. But it is what it is means that you're coming from a perspective of, I can't control that outside of me. I can only control this within me. Okay? Surrender to silence. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. Straightforward again. Very much, like I was saying about meditation and taking that time to feed your soul and doing simple things just to, be present and to, rest and reset, rest and replenish, right? And flourish. We have to nourish to flourish, right? So surrender the habit of people pleasing. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. So people pleasing is a trauma response. And there's two very large aspects to it. There's people pleasing because you want to be seen and heard, and don't like conflict and shy away from, like, there's the 3D aspect of it, and then there's the 5D aspect of it, where it's, you're not people pleasing, but you're being supportive and you're holding space for people, and you're in a healthy place within you, and you're kind of being that lighthouse for others to find the healthy place within them. So if you're people pleasing in the 3D aspect of, you know, that trauma response, then that's just some work you need to do, and, you know, surrender that desire to people please. Surrender your addictions. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overthinking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. So, very important. You know, addictions are, when people talk about addictions, they go right to like drugs, alcohol, stuff like that. But addictions are also addictions to people, addictions to behaviors, addictions to thoughts, addictions, like, we don't realize because they're an addiction, and they're just kind of pre-programmed. Because if you have a very negative thinking mind, that's an addiction to negativity, because that's just what you're used to, and that's like at the forefront, right? So it's being present and self-aware of, where do I need to surrender addictions to people, places, and things. Okay. Surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. So I'm always talking about, you know, ebbing and flowing, and allowing yourself to go with the river rather than trying to paddle against it. And again, when we surrender to effortlessness, that means we're surrendering to the flow of life and relinquishing control of the uncontrollable and choosing the path of least resistance, right? So rather than, like, you're skiing down a hill and now you're worried about hitting a tree. Oh my God, I don't want to hit a tree. Oh my, you're going to hit a freaking tree because you're so focused on not hitting a tree. You know, someone says, don't think about an elephant. Now you're thinking about an elephant. So it's all about that mindfulness and that self-awareness, and surrendering to the path of least resistance. You know, I see a clear path, and that's a path I choose. We have to move away from that. We have to suffer, and we have to do this, and we have to do that to be productive or to do well in life. No, we have to surrender to the highest and the greatest good. We have to surrender to the highest and most beautiful aspects of life, and surrender to the program sense that we have any kind of control of anything outside of us, because we don't. Okay. Surrender the drama. No matter how emotionally charged the situation is, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. So again, drama is an addiction, right? People get it so caught up in the, oh my God, did you hear about blah, blah? We get attachments to that. So again, surrendering the drama, surrender that need to be a part of any kind of ick or any kind of, you know, shit talking kind of thing. So allow yourself to let that go. That's old energy. And, you know, start talking about the wonderful things. Start talking about the goodness. Start talking about the beauty of life. Surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy and flow. So again, you know, focus on the good. Focus on the beauty that life actually has to offer us, rather than the ick that is shown to us through the outside world, right? Okay, so I'm going to pull a couple of these are well-being cards. And they all want to come out at once, apparently. Okay. I inhabit no one. We each create our own reality. As you find vibrational harmony with your desires, you are never inhibiting or preventing anyone else from living what they are creating, but you are controlling and creating your own reality. So, very straightforward. And again, the control is within you, for you, and not for anything else. I choose my unique path to joy. No one can create in your experience, for no one can control where you direct your thought. On the path of your happiness, you will discover all you want to do be, or have. Beautiful. I love when Spirit's just like boom, boom, boom with the messages. There is an abundance of everything. Shortage is only a perception. You keep thinking there is a shortage of abundance, but shortage is only a perception. There is a never-ending stream of abundance. There is no shortage whatsoever. So they're just like, they want us to stop thinking in that sense of lack in any way. We all have these infinite, abundant personal universes, so to speak, because we are all individuals, but still in that connectivity. And when we're in that sense of lack or thinking that there's not enough, that keeps us stuck. That keeps us in the little bubble rather than in the expansiveness that we truly are. So they're just asking us to, know that you live an abundant life. Know that you truly have connection with abundance. And there's no dream that's too big. There's no dream that's too small. There's no just believe it, know it, and create it, because you allowing yourself to know that I do live an abundant life. I'm always supported. I'm always guided. I'm always blah, 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 blah. Have that positive dialect rather than the I wish I had, or I need, or move away from that sense of lack. That's that 3D shit. And move into the abundance. First, I seek joy, and everything else follows. Since your feeling of joy is your indication of your connection with Source, once you have achieved joy, you have achieved connection with your Source. And under these circumstances, all that good follows. My tongue's not working at the moment, apparently. Again, that's you creating this sacred space within yourself where you're feeding your soul and you're working body, mind, and soul connection. And that is looking after yourself in all those aspects and, really taking care of yourself and really coming from that aspect of love and that aspect of joy rather than fear-based and ick-based, right? The law of attraction, the most powerful universal law, is my friend. You create with your every thought. By the universal law of attraction, that which is like unto itself is drawn. You are attracting the essence of whatever you are giving your attention to, wanted or unwanted. So they're just saying this is a very important one because it's like attracts like. So if you're thinking negative or you're thinking ick or whatever, that's what you're drawing, and you'll see more of that. When you flip the switch and you start, focusing on positive and just, flipping that switch within you to say, about the positivity and about the good things, and that's going to attract more of that. Like the other day, it was one of those days, and I was dropping everything, and just little things were annoying me, and I was getting frustrated, and then I started laughing, and I was like, why am I letting this bother me? Why am I letting this get to me? I was able to let it go, and then I flipped the switch, and everything just flowed beautifully for the rest of the day. And don't sweat the small stuff, guys. It is my dominant intent to look for what I want to see. As you deliberately look for things to appreciate, praise, or enjoy, you achieve vibrational harmony with your own source and with all that is good. And then the powerful law of attraction brings you more things. So that's again what we think about, we create, and what we like attracts like. So they're just asking us to be very mindful and connected today. Well, every day, but I can always reach for a thought that feels better. Your decision to reach for a thought that feels good is a powerful decision, for it serves you in many ways. The better feeling thought reverberates within you, opening passageways to well-being that reach far beyond this one good feeling thought. So remember, it's like that ripple effect. One good feeling thought leads to another, and same with when we have an icky thought, leads to another, So focus on that one good feeling thought and let that expand. Okay. Now I'm going to use the numerology cards because I know everyone is seeing number sequencing. Right? So that's really important. So our first card is happy ending. I don't know. Well, it's backwards, but happy ending. and it's number 93. So when we are working with numbers, we always add the numbers together to make it a single digit, or we separate it so it's a 9 and a 3, right? So if you're seeing 9s, if you're seeing 3s, or 12, which is again 3, because 1 plus 2 is 3. So very much about, aligning with the happy endings, aligning with those feelings of you have power over you have power over your thoughts, you have power over the connectivity and everything that you are and everything that you are becoming. Okay. Domestic harmony. Again, this is excuse me, very much about having that soul family come forward and finding that happy space and happy place with our domestic lives, with our connections with people, whether it's family, friends, people that we're just meeting. It's about allowing the higher vibrational self to attract the people that are genuine and supportive and respectful and loving, and the people that are meant to be in our vibration of for our becoming. And it's number 46. Okay, so if you're seeing 4s, if you're seeing 6s, oh wow, okay, that was very, rebirth. Okay, so rebirth, pretty self-explanatory, and it's number 16. And we have all gone through a huge transition over the last couple of years especially, but this past 2 months has been extremely heavy and pivotal. So this was the rebirth and going through this healing. Remember, healing is painful. If we break a bone or have surgery or whatever, the healing process is painful. It's not comfortable. It's not fun. We feel ick, Rebirth is not, going through the process of rebirth is uncomfortable and painful. And, because of the pain, we tend to shy away from it as human beings, and we don't want to deal with it. We don't want to feel it, but we have to, because the outcome is so beautiful, because we are literally birthing this new 5D life where you're living in abundance. You're living through that higher perspective. You're living in that place of compassion and joy and creating your own existence, right? Completion, number 9. So a lot of cycles have closed out for many of us. A lot of old energetic doors have closed. So attachments and karmic things, like a lot of karmic stuff has closed out. So that's a beautiful thing. So, and that came right after rebirth, right? Spirit's awesome. What can I say? Health and 71. So for this one, they're just coming through with overall like body, mind, and soul health, like looking after yourself on all aspects, and putting yourself first in that healing way, in that supportive way, in that way of just being authentic and being genuine, and moving away from that energy of someone says, hey, do you want to go here, and you really don't. Say no, not today, I'm just not feeling it. Like don't do things out of that lower vibrational energy of like an obligation, or you don't want them to feel bad, or you don't want to feel, or you don't want them to think you're being a jerk. No, just your soul fam will understand. Yeah, I'm just not vibing with it today. Maybe we'll do it another day. Like, it's, they will respect that. And don't get me wrong, if I've been in places where some of my soul team has been like, you've been kind of down for a while now, like let's go out and let's do something. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm really not feeling it. But that's just me being, I was hiding from life, and I didn't want to deal with things, and I was just like, I'm just gonna sit on the couch and veg out and do nothing. And that's okay for a day or two, but years ago I'd be down for months, right? So, and if your soul family's like, no, listen, biatch, you're getting up, we're going out, we're gonna go to the beach, we're gonna get some ground, whatever, like that's different than someone just saying, hey, do you want to do this, and not respect the fact that, I'm just not up to it today. And it's not because you're depressed or you're feeling anxiety or anything. It's just, yeah, I'm just not vibing with it today. That's okay. So it's all, of course, dependent on the reason as to why you're saying no, right? If you're just not vibing with it, that's okay. Patience, number 2. This whole process of healing, this whole process of becoming, this whole process of ebbing and flowing and allowing things to come forward and manifesting and all of that wonderful energy, it takes patience, and everything is a divine timing, everything. And it's not always easy for us as human beings to surrender to divine timing or surrender to patience. We want it now. We are raised in a society of immediate gratification. When we want it now. Like, take, for instance, this last couple of years with people online shopping, right? I order it comes to my door the next day. Sometimes it comes the same day. Want it now. We have to move away from that because it takes patience to create beautiful things. It takes patience to create meaningful things, right? So be patient with this process, guys. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with others. Be patient with the world around you, and do things that nurture your soul. Self-discipline, number 41. Again, patience, self-discipline. Be mindful of your thoughts. Be mindful of your attention to things. Be mindful of, it's like, where are you extending your energy? Where are you sending this energy? Be mindful of those things, because it's very important for you to be in that self-discipline where it's like, hey, hold on, I have control over my thoughts. I have control over my feelings. I have control over this, and reminding yourself of that. And that's where that mindfulness comes in. That's where those places of personal power come in. So, be aware of yourself. That's number 1. Be aware of yourself. Healing. 6-6. So for our last card, this is a pretty awesome one because 66, and we're in the energy in the portal of 666, right? So healing. We have all been offered this beautiful, amazing, divine gift of healing and growth and expansion, and surrendering to it is going to help us to align with it, vibe with it, feel it, and live it. Okay, so please take your time with this energy, feel the healing of it, feel the goodness of it, feel the positivity of it, and the offering of this beautiful, expansion and place of personal power and healing. Okay. All right, my loves, I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Take care and be well. Take some time out for you. Feel the goodness of this. It is beautiful. It is magnificent. And it is, let's just say it's in divine alignment for everyone who chooses to align with it. Okay. Namaste. Take care.